to Morning Thailand of December 3rd, 2013. I am Tulip Naksampok.
And I want to Sawn Hong. Now, of course, Kun Tulip, there has been a lot of violence, and that led to the fact that yesterday we could not make it to work yesterday because obviously at this point there are warnings for us not to leave the house after 10 p.m. and prior until like 5 a.m. in the morning. But of course we gotta get here at 4, so that means we have to leave at about 3:30. So that wasn't possible. However, today we made it. You know,
Yes.
Everything was quite all right. There's a lot of updates for sure, and today we're going to give you the full-blown, I would have to say, about the demonstrations that are ongoing right now, about the different cases, especially the killing that took place. Few people has lost their lives already due to this violent demonstration. However, let's start with something quite, light and such. And at this point, they say that Wat Pho, which is a temple, very famous temple. Now, they have a full name, which is Wat Phra Chetupon Vimol Mangkhala. Of course, Wat Pho is very famous. A lot of people know about Wat Pho, and it's not that far from Grand Palace area. However, at this point, there has been an announcement yesterday that they are launching a website.
Oh.
Yeah, www.watpho, which is WATPHO.com. So if you would like to visit, they say that at this point they are trying their best to make sure that it will be out on December the 5th. That was the actual date, the official date where it's supposed to be launched. However, at this point it's already kind of up and running, so you can also visit it. And they say that another thing that they are trying to do for all the tourists that are coming into the area is provide free Wi-Fi, which is quite awesome for a lot of people. Obviously, if you want to upload your pictures on Instagram and such, this is the actual website. If you have a chance to log on to www.watpho.com. And at the beginning, don't worry, there's going to be like a little bit of introduction and such, and then later on it will allow you to click into different pictures. Now, two of the things that they will be provided, or three things that will be provided on the website itself, is the first one is the electronic library, which is going to give you a little bit of information in terms of related to Buddhism as well as the temple itself and all the infrastructures and such. So you could probably be able to learn a little bit more about Wat Pho as well as Buddhism. Now, second things that will be provided is pictures, galleries in terms of the event that took place in the past, as well as all the arts and such that they have in the temple itself from the way back from the historical time until now. And the third one would be the Q&A session. So any questions that you would like to ask about the Wat Pho itself, you can actually post it on the website and there will be someone to answer that for you. Now they say that at this point they already have a trial of giving out Wi-Fi that would be available for an hour for all the tourists. So the tourists will be given username and passwords so they could use it. At this point, they say that the temple is hoping that they could have the full Wi-Fi and longer than an hour for all the tourists pretty soon. But at this point, apart from that, they are trying to renovate all the areas around the temple itself, as well as the footpath, make sure that it's all nice and clean and renovated, plus the restrooms as well, because obviously there would be a lot of tourists that have to visit the place, and different signs will be given in both Thai and English. Plus, they were hoping to have one of those a sound or audio sounds for all the tourists as well, so they could listen.
Audio tour?
Yeah, audio
That's
tour, exactly.
fancy.
Yeah, so at this point they say that this is going to be a full-blown renovation for Wat Pho, and hopefully we will see a lot more tourists into the area, despite the fact that there was quite a bit of ongoing violence that we are seeing. But this is one of the things that they are trying to do, and the website, like I said, will be fully launched on December the 5th to celebrate Father's Day as well as His Majesty the King's birthday.
So just another 2 days.
Exactly.
So a lot of things in order to handle increasing tourist number happening this month because it's actually a high season for tourism in Thailand.
And the weather's cooled down already, right? So it's nice.
It's feel like a winter this morning, actually.
Exactly.
The same thing also go for the train in Thailand, that the north route just reopen again after it has been closed for repair for 75 days, but only one day after it reopened, which is yesterday, there was another derailment again.
Which is like kind of really, really bad because you're hoping that after, you know, like a big reopening, it will be
75 days.
Exactly. And a day after.
This happened yesterday morning. It's the Chiang Mai bound express train. It was leaving Lampang at about 6:30 a.m. on the way to Chiang Mai, and somehow while it's approaching Lamphun station, the train got derailed, and I think it's the bad luck of the station chief that actually the train that the SRT governor was on. So this particular train derailed just right before it get to the station, and the governor was there along with the managers and high-ranking official of the SRT. So the governor told the media that after initial investigation, because it was just reopened from the full repair, he said it's actually human error. So in response to dance consequences to that, the Lamphun station chief was transferred to Silaat station. I'm not sure is that will be some kind of punishment. Probably Silaat is a bit smaller train station. But all in all, no one injured. But it took quite a while until the officials able to get the carriage back on the track. This happened only one day after 25 days of close for repair. But all in all, every other route doesn't have any problem. So this should be okay. Situation should be back to normal already by now.
The bad luck was that it was just happened to be the train where the SRT chief was actually in.
Yes.
And that was kind of, I felt bad. I mean, you know, the accident could happen, but it was just bad timing.
Yes, human error can happen, but it's just really bad luck of the chief station that happened to be. They say because he was ordered the switching of the track, I guess the timing of the switching is a bit off, so it caused a derailment of the last carriage of that train.
All right, well, at least no one got injured. I think that's like one good thing come out of that particular news. Now, moving on to another case. This particular case, there's one person killed, a senior, however, is quite bad, Kuntula, because we've talked about it before, where the danger of having all the dogs, like you can have one of those very violent dogs, obviously Rottweiler, normally used to...
It's considered
it's quite beastie, breed. Right? Exactly. And the thing was, it would have been all right if the owner kind of have properly caged them or at least contained them. At this point, they say that in Roiet province, they say that this particular owner has 3 Rottweilers dogs, but she did not put them in cage. She did not contain them. There's no leashes and such. So there's several incidents already that these dogs attack other bystanders that walk past the house. However, at this time, it was quite severe due to the fact that a senior, age 69, was walking past the house on the 30th of November at about 5 p.m. And they say that Kun Thong Jan on Cha Piu, she was walking past by, and all 3 dogs, all the Rottweilers, attacked her. And they say that the people in the area have seen that she just pretty much was violently attacked and she fell down and of course knocked her head and just went unconscious, and the dogs kept gnawing on her, and finally the people in the area able to get her out of the scene, and sent her off to Suvarnabhumi Hospital, and later on have to move her to Roiet Hospital, where she passed away as she succumbed to the wound. Now, the owner, Kun Suban Kamha, has already been told, according to the peoples in the area, several times already, that for her to make sure that she keep her dogs inside the house. But it seems like the owner did not do so and led to this particular sad incident, because they say that this is not the first time. There's several times already where the dogs actually attack both adults as well as children.
Right.
But it just did not creates this severe problem. However, at this point, they say that the owner of the dog has already talked to the family itself. They're not sure whether or not family going to press charges because they are doing the funeral rite at this time. But it was just sad because the thing is, I think the dogs themselves, sometimes they don't really,
Personally, I always blame the owner because you're gonna raise the aggressive breed. There are specific ways to raise and train them to make sure they are not as aggressive as they can be. So there's a way to nurture these dogs in a way that they can turn out to be quite a sweet and protective dog instead of just
very
attack
aggressive.
people randomly. This is just an unfortunate event.
Right.
Okay. Moving on to another incident that happened in the south of Thailand, there was a report of the 2 bomb attack of the Special Task Force in Narathiwat over the weekend. This happened in the in Janet district of Narathiwat province, where at 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning there was a bomb attack on the roadside, and when the EOD went to the scene, they found the IED parts, which is the improvised explosive device parts, on the road. Nearby area believed to be where they put the bomb in, which is the 3 feet deep and 2 feet wide hole. So and they found 5 kilogram metal box, and the official said that this ignited by the cell phone. So while the official was inspecting the scene, only 100 meters away there's another bomb went off, and that the first one was no one injured from the first explosion, but the second one there were 3 police officers injured. All of them right now in a critical condition, and they are admitted to the Narathiwat Ratchanakarin Hospital. So another another EOD unit went on to inspect the scene, and they found the explosive device or parts of it, and the surrounding evidence found that it looked like it was the same kind of the bomb, and so they believe that it has been set up by the same group of people, both incidents. So in the afternoon yesterday, under the martial law, the Bajaw precinct take altogether 50 officials to, they found that there is an RKK, an armed troops of RKK hiding in one of the houses in Bajaw district. So they went in to search the house, but it's many houses together. But while they were searching the house in the last one, suddenly there was a gunfire exchange that lasts about 10 minutes. So finally, when the gunfire stopped, the police went in and checked the scene, and they found 2 people killed by the gunshots, which is 31-year-old Appandi Dawlaw and 24-year-old Ismail Masu, which they said is a member of RKK. Both of them had M16 next to their body, which the police says that this gun actually belonged to a police officer that was taken away from the police officer in Janat district, Narathiwat province in March 2 years ago.
Right. So the incident was quite one of those, I guess, at this point, I think that it stirred a lot of the situation in the south as well, because every time there's an insurgents or suspect that were killed, there will be a little bit more of another wave of violence attack to the officials, and it's just not good at all for Thai.
They said the gun exchange probably from about 5 people, and 3 of those able to get away.
All right, well, with that, let's take a short break because, we have a lot more heavy news for you, unfortunately, including the fact that the diplomats from over 60 countries has been informed by the foreign ministry about the situation. And of course, the situation, the clash in front of the Ramkhamhaeng University that led to at least 4 people killed at this point. So that in the next break, stay tuned.